Oh, hi there. Sonic the Hedgehog is among the most recognizable characters in the world, an icon of 90s culture, and commands a devoted fan base. But I can think of no other franchise that has been through as much turmoil as the Sonic franchise. And in the ups and downs, Sonic has acquired some of the most bizarre and mysterious lost media, with a lost TV pilot, lost comic book arcs, and lost games of all varieties. So here are just 10 of the many pieces of Sonic the Hedgehog lost media. This list, however, will not include the unreleased Sonic game, Sonic Extreme, due to a playable build of the game being available. And shout out to Pixel Pizza 150 The Return for giving me the idea to do a video on Sonic. The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog was a beloved cartoon series produced by Deke Entertainment with 65 episodes over just one season in 1993. In 1992, a pilot was made to pitch the show to ABC, but the complete pilot episode has yet to surface. However, over the years, various clips have made their way into different Sonic media, with a clip being used in the show's end credits, another clip being used in the episode Untouchable Sonic, and strangely, a brief scene of the pilot can be seen in a trailer for the 2008 game Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. In 2009, a 7-minute version of the pilot was released on YouTube, but this is just a rough cut of the pilot and not the completed version. Shadow the Hedgehog was an action-adventure platformer game released in 2005 by Sega. The game is notable for being darker than a typical Sonic game, introducing guns to the series, and being inspired by films like Constantine, Underworld, and the Terminator franchise. But the game was meant to be even darker with its original teen rating. However, months before the game's November 2005 release, the Video Game Ratings Board, the ESRB, established the E10+ rating to bridge the gap between E and teen-rated games. Sega decided to censor Shadow the Hedgehog at the last minute to make it fit this E10+ rating so the game could reach a wider audience. Cut content includes changing the enemy's blood from red to green, removing some graphic violence, and removing minor swearing with characters originally saying hell and piss. The uncensored build of the game can be seen in early trailers and leaked game footage, but the complete teen-rated build of the game has never been released. Sonic 16 was a game developed by the Sega Technical Institute for the Sega Genesis, based on the Sonic Sat-Am TV series, not to be confused with the previously mentioned Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog that premiered the same year. The game was to feature different art style and different character designs from previous games to match the show and was more story-driven than previous entries. The game is notable for being pretty slow for a Sonic game, more akin to a beat-em-up, and the old-school Prince of Persia games, which is likely why the game was cancelled. In 2008, a demo of the game was released on YouTube, but it's unknown how much more of the game was in development before its cancellation, or if a playable build exists. Archie Comics' Sonic the Hedgehog was a 260-issue series running from 1992 to 2017, making it the longest-running comic book series based on a video game. In 2013, various issues of the comic series were cancelled due to a lawsuit after lead writer of the series, Ken Penders, left the company and requested all characters created by him no longer be used in the comics. This created numerous changes in the Endangered Species and Chaotix Quest storylines. Alterations included removing certain characters from the panels and large rewrites of the story due to not being able to use key characters. The lawsuit ended with both parties settling out of court, agreeing to never discuss the case with the public. Due to this lawsuit, the entire series was rebooted in 2013. We know the rough plots of the original stories, and some of the artwork has survived, but most of the original stories are likely lost forever. In 1993, Sega released the Sega Pico, an educational game console targeted towards preschool-aged children, where each game was bundled with a book. Two notable games from the console were Echo Jr., based on Echo the Dolphin, and Sonic the Hedgehog's Game World. But there was meant to be a second Sonic game for the Pico, Sonic Jr. The game was meant to be similar to Echo Jr., featuring younger versions of Sonic characters. But sadly, this is all we know about Sonic Jr. It is unknown if the game was ever in development, or if it was just an idea that never began production. Today, not even artwork of the title exists. The Philips Cdi is perhaps Nintendo's greatest mistake and one of the biggest travesties in gaming, being responsible for the horrendous Legend of Zelda CDI trilogy and Hotel Mario. But just like Zelda, Mario was meant to have a CDI trilogy with the unreleased Mario's Wacky Worlds and Mario Takes America. While the cancelled Mario's Wacky Worlds has some information available and prototype builds in circulation, Mario Takes America has almost no information available. Partway through development of Mario Takes America, Philips cut the game's funding, so the developers pitched the title to Sega. In order to pitch the game to Sega, it was reskinned as a Sonic game, meaning at one point there existed a Sonic game in the style of Hotel Mario, but Sega never responded to the company's attempts to meet. To make things even stranger, due to unpaid bills, the game's assets were repossessed by the Canadian government and is likely still locked away somewhere in Canada. In 1991, the game Popful Mail was released in Japan. When the game was being localized for the Sega CD, Sega had the idea to replace the lead characters of the game with characters from Sonic the Hedgehog to capitalize on the franchise's recent success. The game would introduce a new character as the lead, Sonic's long-lost sister, known as Sister Sonic. When word got out of what Sega intended to do to Popful Mail, there was a huge fan backlash, leading the game's developers to cancel this bizarre version and stick with a more faithful localization. No footage or screenshots of Sister Sonic exist, and it's unknown how long the localization was in development. Sonic would not have a sister until 1999's Sonic Underground with Sonia the Hedgehog. YTV.com is the website for the Canadian TV channel YTV. Since the site's launch in 1996, it has hosted a variety of games to be played in browser. Throughout the years, a number of these games on the site have been lost, one of those games being Sonic Rider Selector. Though the Internet Archive has preserved many of YTV's lost games, due to technical issues, not all the games can still be played, including their Sonic game. The exact details of Sonic Rider Selector's plot and gameplay are unknown, though it does appear to be a promotional tie-in with the 2006 game Sonic Riders. In 2000, gaming company Tiger Electronics released a series of handheld gaming devices consisting of one game per unit, similar to the Game & Watch series. The 5 games released were each based on Dreamcast titles: Qbert, NFL Blitz 2000, Ready to Rumble Boxing, Hydro Thunder, and Sonic Adventure. Of these 5 games, none are readily available today, though they are all known to be in circulation. Pictures of all the handhelds exist, but only Sonic Adventures and NFL Blitz 2000 have videos showing gameplay. Something unique to the Tiger Electronics Sonic Adventure is that there are 2 known cheat codes for the game, one giving you infinite lives and another giving the player access to a boss rush mode, but there are likely more cheats that have yet to be discovered. "2020's Sonic the Hedgehog was the first live-action Sonic movie, but it will forever be remembered for its terrifying original design. The film was famously delayed from its November 2019 release so the filmmakers could go back and fix the design of Sonic after massive fan backlash. After the release of the now infamous first trailer featuring a human-like Sonic and Coolio's Gangsta's Paradise, the studio would eventually come to a more accurate depiction of the character, helping the movie become one of the most successful video game adaptations of all time. Since the redesign was announced in May 2019, only 6 months before the initial November release date, The movie, with its original design, was likely nearly complete, but all we have of this original design comes from the film's trailers and promotional art. It is unknown if Paramount Pictures will ever release the film with its original design, though I personally think a re-release with the original design would make for great marketing. So there are just a few of the many pieces of Sonic lost media. Let me know in the comments what other topics you want me to cover, and subscribe for more videos like this. This is Mike with All Things Lost. See you soon.